Welcome to the Spartan Digital Network. I'm Harry Schroeder. I'm with head coach Matt Brock. We are at the NAIA National Championships in Kansas City. Not a culmination of things because you want to do this all the time, but talk about the satisfaction of being at the national tournament.
Well, we're very thankful and celebratory. Actually, we just met with our chaplain, Brett Stillman, and that was the two words he gave us for this week. And it is kind of a culmination of a long season of practices. I think we had our 89th or 90th practice yesterday, and 32 games, and it all comes down to this week. But our guys are in good spirits. We've had really good 2 weeks of practice, and we're really excited to get out there.
They play at 8:15 tonight against Loyola, New Orleans. You're a number 3 seed, and so great respect around the country for what the Spartans have done this year. But I want to talk about you've got some seniors that are moving on after this week. Let's talk about what those guys have brought to the table.
Oh, they bring a lot. I mean, you start with Cal, who's only been here for a year, but has been just a great presence for us, especially on the defensive end. Really is a tremendous help defender and does so many things that don't show up on the stat sheet at a high level. Very physical, a good screener, and has had some really good games for us offensively as well. And he's a factor on that end as well. But a good teammate and not an ego guy. Came from a really good Division I school, Bradley, and just didn't want to be treated any differently than anybody else. And we really appreciate that about him. You've got Kai Woodfall, who came as well. It's just a one and done, but he's a really good leader, and he's just got a great disposition that our team has just kind of taken on, I think, and it's kind of became our team character this year. Is we've kind of been like him, and that just shows you how much leadership quality he has in just 1 year to be able to do that. And tremendous shooter and tremendous player, and we're very fortunate to have him. And Torrance Littles was with us for 2 years. Great shot blocker, tremendous timing. You can't teach that. I mean, it wasn't anything you learned from me or our coaching staff. So he's been again willing to come off the bench as a senior, and some nights play 25 minutes, some nights play 15, and never complain one bit. Doesn't complain about getting touches and getting shots, and just a consummate teammate. And can really run and guard any position. He can guard 1 through 5, so really helps us to be versatile defensively. And then Pablo, has been a huge part of this program. Been here all 4 years. We recruited him actually before we even moved to St. Louis. We were recruiting him right after we got the job, and he's not only a tremendous player. The stats and the accolades tell you about that, but he's became kind of the face of our program, and really has our core values of energy, discipline, and growth. If you look at what he's done over 4 years in all aspects of his life, I mean, he just personified that. And so we're going to miss these guys, but we're going to enjoy them while we have them this week.
Jamari told me that you were recruiting him when you were at Columbia College and just kind of brought him along with you. That was a good move. I don't want to talk about that, though. Somebody might be watching. Let's talk about this game where you've got Loyola, New Orleans. They're a very different team compared to what you guys like to do. Let's talk about this game, this first-round game.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, and they're extremely athletic, extremely dynamic. Wrightsville and Burns are two really versatile freshmen. They're super athletic, 6'5", 6'6", can do a lot of different things, and we're going to have to try to keep them in front of us, keep them out of the open court and put them in a half court, and really rebound, because they're a tremendous offensive rebounding team, and so we've got our hands full. Their coach does a great job of taking a relatively young team, and they play really well on both ends. They got a good defense, and it's kind of a contrast. We're a little more Midwestern, a little more old school in the way that we play, and they're definitely a faster pace and really get out and run and play a lot of four-guard lineups.
3 freshmen in the starting lineup, a sophomore in the starting lineup. They drive to the basket, get tons of fouls. They live at the free throw line. It's going to be a challenge for you guys. What has been your kind of message to your guys?
Well, the same message we've had all year, and that's just be who we are, and don't try to be anything that you aren't, individually. Just, everybody makes a unique contribution, and so it's really, we've tried to, even though we've been going a long time, we've tried to simplify things to a certain point and just be really good at the simple and the things that happen a lot. Defensively, whether that's closeouts and jumping to the ball and getting into the gaps, and offensively, that's just getting open, setting good screens, moving the ball, and getting into the right spots. So we've had a really good 2 weeks kind of in here off after the conference tournament to try to refocus and get a little bit thing going, and I like where we're at coming out of that.
Spartans come in here ranked 9th in the nation, and so it's going to be a demanding game first round. All of your guys, you expect great things from all of your guys, but I think the hidden guy tonight, the guy that's going to have a key role, is James McKelvin.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. I think he brings a lot to the table, a lot of energy. He's going to play hard, whether or not it's the national tournament or not. He's always going to play hard, and I think he's going to be a factor. Our bench is going to be a factor. I think as the way that they like to play and the way the game could go, it could be a little faster game. So we need to have a good contribution from our bench, but they've been really good all year. If you look at our plus minus on the year, those three guys lead us, and as far as they're the highest on the chart on plus minus. So our bench has been important, and James has been a big part of that.
Final question: Bright Lights, big building, national championship. Are you nervous? Do you think your team's nervous?
I don't think I'm nervous. I think at this point we're just ready for a game. It's been a while, and I'm sure there'll be a little bit of butterflies for the guys out there. But I've coached in this gym a lot. I've played in this gym, so I'm a little more comfortable than maybe some of the guys that haven't been here. But we're just excited. I mean, that's the main thing, and we got a lot of fans coming over, and we're hoping to stay a while.
Wish you the best.
Thanks.
That's head coach Matt Brock, and you're watching the Spartan Digital Network.